Hey everyone, welcome to this episode of Eclipse Kitchen. This recipe is something that one of my aunts used to make and is really good and hearty. Salmon casserole is one of those things that you can have if you're a bit short on time and want something that sticks to your ribs, so to speak. You can add a bit of frozen mixed vegetables if you want while the meal simmers. Okay, let's pull up the recipe and see what you'll need for this. I forgot to add that into the other recipe. This is just the amount you need to cook the rice in, nothing really special. This is just a standard can of fish. You may want to look on the label to see if there's any ingredients other than water, salt, and the fish. If there isn't, then just pour everything into a bowl and mash it up. If there is, then you may want to drain it before you throw it into a bowl and mash. Here's the Uncle Ben's Fast and Fancy Urban Wild Rice Pack. This is one of my favorite rice packs as it is a great base flavor and doesn't have that MSG stuff. Here's the Stroob's Willie's Zucchini Relish. Now, I'm not really sure if you guys get this where you're from, but any sweet zucchini relish will do, or you can use a good regular relish as long as it's not too vinegary. And the best ingredient of all, shredded cheese. You can add more or less cheese, it's up to you. I just find it pairs well with the other ingredients. Alright, now on to the main portion of the show. There we go. I'm just checking. I'm cut off, but oh well. Do it here. Okay, so yeah. Yeah, this is gonna be another good recipe. So, again, I'm using the same rice I used the last time, which is the Uncle Ben's Fast and Fancy. Yeah, there. So yeah, I'm using this rice again because I like this rice. It's a good base for all my rice things. So, cup and 3/4 water. Put it in, turn it on. That will take like maybe a couple minutes to boil. And in the meantime, I'm going to be getting my fish prepared. So, I've decided to use a bigger can than the standard. Usually you use a 140 gram container, 140 gram can of the tuna, or the salmon. You could use tuna as well. Most of the time, especially when it comes to like when you're using like cloverleaf, since I know this stuff is like really good, I don't tend to drain the. Oh yeah, that's definitely sockeye salmon. Whew, that's spicy. Or not spicy. Let's pour the juice in there first, and there's the salmon. Oh, look at that! There's the skin. Usually, I would get the one without the skin. This time I decided to get with the skin, and that has its own protein and such. So what I'm going to do, one should do, and this is purple actually. Those are not too bad. It's the neck one that I don't like. Anything else can actually be. I will recommend you get the boneless, skinless, the boneless, skinless salmon, because it's quite a bit of work just to get the bones out. I mean, I won't be able to get every single bone out, but just getting a majority alone is fine. I'm gonna play with my food for a second. The water's boiling. Oh, look, there's another. I mean, these bones are okay. They're easily crunchable. I'm going to be mashing all this anyway, so Just taking as many of the fine bones as I can out. If there's some left, there's some left. But yeah, I will recommend getting the boneless, skinless. It's kind of sad that they don't do that with the regular salmon. Okay, that water's going to be boiling in a second. It's a nice fatty fish too. And when I say a fatty fish, I mean like the omega-3s. You can, or all the natural fish oil. You can definitely feel it in that. So yeah, my water's boiling. That is that. So I'm gonna bring that down to 7, because that's how much I need, or the temperature that I need. So that's basically medium high on this. Oh, I just remembered what's the one thing I put in here. Frozen mixed veg. You'll see it on at the beginning portion of this episode, all the ingredients that I use. So I'm just making a mental note so I'm filming this. So I'm going to time this for 17. And in the meantime, while I'm doing that, I'm going to just try and fork all this, try and get every bit of bone mashed up here, because I like bone, or I don't like the bones that much. Okay, I want the bone, not the meat. Thank you. If it's like too big, then I'll put it. I wanted sockeye salmon this time around instead of the regular pink salmon. I wanted it fattier with this. So yeah, I'm just basically going to mash it all together, and I keep the water that was in the can. That adds in the flavor, and you don't lose whatever omega oils were in water. You don't lose that on that. I think that's as good as it's going to get. I'm just going to get a few bones. Oh well. This is based off of my Aunt Linda's recipe, although she does it a little different. But she does the rice in the mushroom soup, throw the whole casserole in the oven type version. I like this because it's a lot quicker. Don't have to worry about wasting too much electricity. Just using stovetopping. There we go. See, I'm just making sure I get all the salmon bits. Use my chopsticks to stir. And then this way, your salmon's cooking, or your salmon's in with your fish, or with your rice. You don't have to worry about that. I'm just let it cook. This is like one of the quicker recipes that I know. You can go up here. And yeah, I just basically clean up my little mess here that I made. And then just wait until this is about ready, and then I put in like a cup to a cup and a half of frozen mixed veg and the cheese. This is like one of the simplest recipes. Definitely one of the quickest. I mean, 17 minutes plus however long it takes to boil the water. But yeah, I generally cook my rice like I would macaroni. In terms of cooking time, or like usually you keep it fully covered when you're cooking rice, but I leave the lid cracked open, helps it cook a little faster. And make sure that it doesn't overcook. It's about that too, where the rice gets so cooked it's mushy. It's not a thing you want to do with the rice. I'm thinking about I should get the fixings for sushi. That'd be more of a summertime recipe, so might add that for later in the year for episodes. I know I want to do a marinara sauce, or spaghetti and marinara sauce recipe, so that will be later in the year sometime. During the summer I probably will get the fixings and do homemade sushi, because that's a good recipe too. It's a little bit more complex, but I do know how to do it. But that's the only time I ever use field cucumbers is doing sushi. Okay, almost done my dishes. Yay! But yeah, actually I kind of like that sockeye. Definitely has a less pungent smell than the pink salmon. I might actually use that. Despite it does have lots of bones, but they just disintegrate. So yeah, I'll use that again. Normally I use chili sauce with my cooking. That's a couple of, for this one really, I use the Willie's relish because I like the sweetness with the fish. Because it's already salty, I want something sweet with it. There we go. Okay, one last little thing and then I'm done my dishes for now. And it's what I normally do. I just fill the sink, wash my dishes as I go along. Especially for certain utensils. But yeah. Yeah, 11 more minutes, yay! So yeah, this takes about 15 to 17 minutes cook time, and then you got about maybe 5 minutes for simmer, so it's a very quick meal if you're on the go and you need something like right now. Me, I'm like constantly making sure things are wiped down or clean. I like buttling while I'm cooking, just to make sure that everything's all nice, spick and span while I'm cooking. Oh yeah. And I'll put that fork away later. Good 10 minutes. This is going to be another good meal. It certainly does smell good. Everything's cooking the way it should. So yeah. Just with the extra added water from the can, you're continuing getting your omega-3s and 6s, whatever bled out of the fish when it is canned. You're also getting a little bit more sodium, or a little bit more sea salt in there. That's fine. I make sure to look on the ingredient list if there's any chemicals in it, then I drain it, but if it's just water and sea salt, I just basically open the can, dump it out, and away we go. But yeah, I usually use Willie's relish. I don't know if you guys get it in... let me get it. There we go. I don't know if you guys get this where you guys are watching from, but any type of chunky zucchini relish works best with this. I've tried it with regular relish, and there's some companies make their relish like really, really vinegary, and there are some that are pretty sweet, that you don't really taste the vinegar in it. I just find with Willie's relish, it doesn't have any of that vinegar taste to it. It's just zucchini, I think zucchini, red pepper. I'm gonna look on the ingredients. Okay, so zucchini, red and green peppers, onions, and that's about it. And then you have like your sugar and your spices. So, but I like the fact that this is pretty well clean. Like you don't have, there's no chemical in this. No crap in it. Just zucchini, onion, green and red pepper, a little bit of sugar for the thickening of the sauce. I think he uses white vinegar. Let's see, where's the vinegar? Cider vinegar. Ooh, that's really good. Almost ready here to put the rest of the ingredients in. Oh yeah, like so. Now because it's just about ready. 7 minutes of cooking. What am I doing here for? I got the cheese. I got everything else. I don't need it in there. So let's see if I can get my two or three tablespoons there. I think I got one here. One in tiny. Let's just say one heavy. Usually put about 2 or 3 tablespoons. So there you go, tablespoon. Tablespoon number 2. I don't want an extra straight here. Yeah, let's do half to. So yeah. Me, I do country measurements. So you saw this, like, grab a regular tablespoon, shovel it, you go, okay, that's a tablespoon. That's what I do with most of my recipes. There's one, I think just one recipe that I measure everything out, make sure that everything's all right. So there, there's the finish. I'll do that in a second. Oh, that's how it's over here. I always have vegetables. And about that. It's some quick measuring here. So yeah, it's usually about a cup to 2 cups, depending on how much you want. It will be an optional ingredient if you just want just the fish and rice. You're more welcome to do that. But yeah, I just like having vegetable in all my meals, so. So yeah, it's gonna take a while to just a little bit of liquid in there. That should help with melting the cheese. Let's really steam up here to make sure that everything's all covered in cheese. Cheese for me is a quick protein. It's a 0 on my index, so I can have as much as I want, just like I can have as much vegetable as I want. Just because you're diabetic doesn't mean you can't have the good things in life. You just have to know when to have it, and do it in moderation. So, like with me, I like chocolate, so I get the square bars of Ritter Sport, and then I just take 4 pieces. That would be my chocolate for the night. And then if I want something sweet, I usually go for arrowroot cookies because they're sweet, but they don't spike my sugars. And then for my dessert, usually I have a couple of cups of yogurt, and that's it. When I say a couple of cups, I mean literally a couple of cups of yogurt. Okay. Like I said, this is a pretty quick recipe. While that's good, I'm actually going to turn off the timer because I don't need it. Just need to wait until that cheese melts. So it may take 5 minutes, may take longer, it depends on how high. And that's basically it. It's a very, 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 very fast meal. I should wipe off that first. As I constantly switch it. But yeah, that's basically this recipe. There's not much left but to wait till it's finished. And so far, each one of these episodes that I've been recording has been almost show length. So like, or cooking show length. So like about an hour. And that's total uncut, which is grand. I mean, this one will probably be only like half an hour, but so I just go till the recipe's done, then I plate it, show you guys what it looks like plated, and that's it. So do it. Actually, while I'm waiting, I'm gonna make me chocolate milk. I might as well, well, that's doing the boring bit, I might as well do this, because this is my kind of delight for my drinks. And I always do this at night while I'm having my supper. See, you can see it. Okay, good. So yeah, I usually do 2 tablespoons, or a tablespoon and a half, chocolate syrup. Yes, I'd still use chocolate syrup. I'm sure there's like keto-friendly stuff that you can do, but I usually do a couple of tablespoons of that, or a tablespoon and a half to 2 tablespoons of chocolate stuff, and then fill a glass quarter, quickly mix it. And I've noticed when I have this with my meal, it helps with keeping my numbers down. I don't get the science of it, but that's what it does. At least for me. It probably do for something else, or do something different for somebody else. I just find when you have milk at night, especially if I have a chocolate milk, it'll knock me right out for the entire night. Like I don't even wake up till like 7 o'clock. So yeah, and it just helps me with keeping full for a lot longer than just having a meal. So doing the intermittent fasting really helps with managing my blood sugars. Like, I went from doing 4 needles a day to only doing 2, and even that, I do my long lasting, which is 30 units. I do my short acting, which ranges between 25 and about 30 units, depending on what type of meal. I don't really count my chocolate milk or my chocolate or my yogurt into my calculations. I only calculate the main dish. So like cheese, vegetables, especially cruciferous vegetables, so like your broccoli and cauliflower and your kale. Those I always count as 0. So any vegetables, cheese, I count those as 0. Or count it against the refined carbs, or like the bread or the rice or pasta. And that really helps me with figuring out how much insulin I need, or if I need insulin. And you're still melting, hurry up. But yeah, that's pretty well what I do every night when I'm eating. So I have my chocolate milk, I have my main course, and sometimes if I need more of a vegetable, I will do broccoli and cauliflower as my side, just to get that extra bit of vegetable. But yeah, that's what people say when you're a kid, like eat your green vegetables. It's actually good advice for people that for people that want to stay healthy, especially doing like from scratch recipes or from a base type recipe like this one. Having your vegetables incorporated into your meals, it gets you to eat vegetables without realizing you're actually eating vegetables, even though you see that you're eating vegetables. But it's a fun way, or fun meal to have. It's for like all ages, so from little kids to adults can easily have some of these recipes. Actually, most of these recipes. I will make an. I will say when it comes to the chili, when you guys see that, if you guys are like can't take a lot of spice, then you can omit the you can omit the cinnamon in it and just use like a tiny bit of chili powder. And you can also switch out from regular diced tomatoes to the one that has the Italian seasoning. That will help still get you some of the flavors with not as much spice. So yeah, look forward to that. That'll be in another episode or two. And you get to see me make the side that goes with the chili, which is surprisingly different than what people normally do as a side for chili. I go the British way and and make garlic and cheese scones to go with my chili instead of the usual cornbread. I just find it's lower in the carbs, tastes great, and you don't really have to do much. You just have to. It's like what, 5-6 ingredients. You'll be able to see it in one of the episodes. But it's really quick, really healthy, low carb, and great way to have it with. Or it's great to have it with your chili, with your stews, or your or soups, or just as is. Like, it's very versatile. So yeah, this is just about done. Just want to make it a little bit more cheesy. Still a little bit of flavors on like. And there's the stringy. It's very stringy. Here, let me bring it up. It's very stringy when you stir it. Like, the cheese is already basically melted in it. So I might actually. So it's about ready for me. Like for my taste. Actually go a little bit longer. That's basically it. You know what? I'm just gonna call it here. And this is definitely a 2-person meal. I just haven't eaten for longer than I should. I mean, usually I do like 20 hours worth of intermittent fasting. I'm kind of hungry. But this meal is very, 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 very tasty. So I'm like, I might as well have the whole thing. And if it's just you cooking by yourself, you can always like cut this recipe in half and then put half away and then eat the other half. That's one way of doing it. So that, and then because I am just like my mother, can have a meal without ketchup. But yeah, just do like a little quick we go. So, let me grab that. And there we go. So that's basically the meal. This is really, really quick, really, really, really tasty. And yeah. So with that, catch you in the next episode. Well, that's pretty much it for making this meal. Hope it was somewhat enjoyable and educational. Look forward to the next episode of Eclipse Kitchen. Here's where you could find me and my counterpart. Follow us on Twitter and join our Facebook group where you'll get regular updates on what's going on. Subscribe to this channel and our main channel to see all the wonderful content we'll bring to you. And last but not least, become a Patreon and donate to our coffee to show your support for more content like this and more. You all have a great day.